what I'm really trying to do in terms of mixing the writing side of the world and the music is I'm trying to write the world from a musical perspective. What exactly I mean by that is that it's a fantasy world that the anime is based on, the anime called The White Witch. If anyone wants to know more about it, please keep an eye on streams in the future, because I will be streaming with the creator of The White Witch anime at some point to talk to him about. I'll probably interview him. We'll talk about what we do in the writing. It'll be a lot of fun. It's also, to be honest, I'm really excited to be working on this anime because it's incredible. It like far surpasses anything I've written or produced. So I'm very honored to have been considered to write on it and to do as much as I'm doing on it. So thank you, Matt, if you're watching this ever, for giving me that opportunity. Big shout out to all the voice actors involved on The White Witch as well, because you're all awesome. I love working with each and every one of you. I won't start naming names, but I really do love working with each and every one of you. It's a lot of fun. Not just the voice actors in The White Witch. I'd like to give out a brief shout out to the voice actors on the Final Fantasy Tactics fandub I'm currently working on. If anyone wants to know more about that, I will put a link in the description after this after the stream. So beyond just giving a shout out to the people working involved with it, I would like to talk about a little bit about it. And like I said, one thing I'm doing is I'm constructing the world from a musical point of view. Like I said, it's a fantasy world, and there's a lot of diverse and unique cultures within this world. You have the witches, the humans, the vampires, and I felt that if I wanted to represent each of these cultures with their stark differences to each other, I figured a good way to do that would be through music. I figured that I could probably design a personality of the people based on the instruments I assign to the cultures, based on the genres of music I try to emulate with the different cultures. So the witches are rather they're very based within nature, so I didn't want to use any artificial music for them. I wanted to use lots of glass instruments and lots of natural sounding things, whereas the humans are an industrious people, so I want to use trumpets and brass instruments and things that generally need to be made by a machine, or at the very least have mechanisms in them and mined metals. I wanted to show their industrial nature within not just their music, but also within the instruments themselves. So that's a little bit about The White Witch and what I'm doing on it, and why I've been writing so much music lately. You might have noticed that last thing I did had a lot of the instruments I'm using have almost a little bit of a fantasy element to them, and the reason behind that is because I've been experimenting with a soundboard or soundboards, like a lot of soundboards for The White Witch in different lots of different genres I'll be covering. I want to use rap, I want to use country music, I want to use traditional Irish music. Like I said, lots of different cultures, so lots of different types of music that I'll get to play around with. So yeah. Slide whistle. Voice acting on an anime, that sounds lit. To be quite frank, man, Matt. The reason he involved me the reason I've gotten to know the voice actors is because Matt knew I have a reverence and a deep passion and respect for voice acting and a love for it. And I'm quite jealous of all of the voice actors because of their talent. And more so than jealous, I'm intimidated by their incredible talent. But it's so fun hanging out with all of them and working with them. It's great getting to work with people. I admire what they do and respect what they do and have a passion for what they do. It's why Matt involved me in working with the voice actors, because he knew that about me. He knew that love I had for it, so he figured I'd be a good fit and I'd be able to work with them well. Which I think I don't know necessarily if he was right about, but I'm definitely enjoying it. So this piece of music I think is starting to sound nice so far. Let's try this from the start, and I'm going to try put some nice bassy violin over. I've got this nice high melody at the moment, so I think a bass will offset that nicely and give a nice, the rhythm is the main backbone, but the bass is the support system for that backbone. So that's what I'm going to put in next. Notes and automation, and we'll hit play. Right, so let's hope that sounded nice, and let's play it and see how it went. And while the first few bars play, I'll read what Tarflame said. I attempted to get a payback stream interruption Steam message, but it didn't work. Lol. Oh, see, Tarflame. I was professional this time. I know I've stopped the stream and like the music's not playing, and it's really unprofessional to do that. But I was professional this time, and I turned off Skype and I turned off Steam, and I didn't. Yeah. I actually prepared. I don't normally prepare. Right, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna put some pizzicato in here because I think it'll sound nice. So let's try notes. Let's try this. Yeah, but yeah, I just saw Terraflame's comment again. And I was like, haha, he didn't get me with an interruption message. I mean, like, it doesn't annoy me. I found it quite funny when he did it, but it's just like, ha, I prepared this time, and people can't do that. Yeah, go me. So I can't quite find what this song is missing, and it's annoying me. But that is the case with music sometimes, you know? It's not necessarily even what... It's like writer's block halfway through a song, but it's also just waiting for the right things in your subconscious to fall together into something that is pleasing to you. Let's try play this and experiment. Oh, so that's what it's missing, right? See, when you've got a good song like this, you just put in some and like it becomes dubstep, and then it's good music. Just shitting all over an entire genre of creation there. I'm not like, you know, I don't have any strong feelings either way towards dubstep, to be quite frank. Oh, maybe it needs some church organ. Right, so far I've got this. Tarflame, since you're the audience and this is an interactive music stream, if you would like me to add any particular instrument, if you think, yeah, feel free to interact, and you have some control over this music as it's being created. That's what I think the team of this stream is, you know, creating music along with you, the listener / viewer. So please feel free to suggest anything you'd like. If you think like you're like, no, it's crap, CJ, scrap it all and start again. I want to hear some jazz, or I don't know. Whatever funky, jazzy things the kids like. Dubstep, I assume. See what a nature sound would sound like in this. Well, I've got a nice nature sound here. I haven't actually got a whole lot in. I mostly only have music in here, but I do have this. So let's try add this in. Oh no, that's not right. I think it sounds nice. Yes or no, Chris Pratt as Batman? See, that's difficult to say. I would say yes. if he were doing a kind of old school Adam West style Batman. I like Chris Pratt and all. In fact, I love Chris Pratt. I was a big fan of him in Parks and Recreations, the comedy the sitcom. Very, very funny guy. I think he could really pull off the Adam West era Batman. I don't know, like the Nolan series Batman is way too dark, and like Batfleck is kind of following in its footsteps a little, but it's doing its own thing. But I'd like to see some old campy Batman, and I think Chris Pratt could definitely do a cool like revitalization of the Adam West Batman for sure. Um, I'm liking. I think that sounds good in there. I'm gonna take the nature sound down a little bit. Sorry, I'm playing with the. I keep ruining the music with the slide whistle. I find it very amusing. What I do think this could do with though is some wind chimes, which I guess I probably put in percussion. There they are. I'm glad the slide whistle made you laugh, Tarflame. It cracks me up every time. I actually have a little like an actual slide whistle there. I play with sometimes. I bought it to use in like comedy sketches because I was like, hey, that'd be funny. And I'm glad someone else finds it amusing other than me. Now, I put way too much wind chimes in here. I'm glad you like the chimes, Starflame. I like some of them. Parts of it definitely need to come out. I knew as I was playing them, I was putting them in wrong, and I was like, oh, I'll just fix it later. Keep playing. Happy with the wind chimes up to there for sure. Yeah, I'm very happy. The woodblock is cool, but it kind of drowns out the other noises. Yeah, the leveling has to be totally sorted out on everything. I'm kind of as the melody comes in, the percussion will obviously sound way too loud. So the thing to do is just take it down a bit. Thank you for letting me know, Tarflame. Like I said, this is an interactive stream, and I don't just want to show my process of making music. I'd like my audience to be able to interact and join along with that, so I appreciate you not only giving me pointers but telling me your preference. So let's see if the woodblock sounds a bit. See, I've taken that woodblock right down, so it's just almost like little frogs ribbit in the background. I think it kind of blends into that nature sound quite nicely now. Ooh, that's really cool. You can still hear it. Definitely goes with the flow more. I'm glad you like it, Tarflame. See, yeah, like one thing I really like about creating music this way is you can create a nice beat or a nice rhythm, and then you can take it right down in terms of the volume and make it sound like something completely different, or you can move it up 5 octaves and again make it sound totally different to what it originally started as.